Good morning and welcome to A-1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for April 1st. Big news to discuss today.
Don't do that. Don't do that. No, don't.
Come on,
I'm coming.
where's your stuff? Your show and tell. So, I cannot believe it is April. In like a lion, out like a lamb, my butt. It just dumped snow all day yesterday. In like a lion, out like a lion. That's what March did. Best day of skiing I had in 4 years.
It was Patrick's skiing. The skiing was so good that I didn't hear from him all day. He didn't answer his phone.
She was mad.
He just kept skiing. Then he went drinking.
I didn't go drinking. I had a beer waiting for the highway to open.
And I was like, he can't even answer the phone. That's how good the skiing is, because he always answers the phone. But
Maybe I'm just at a point where I was like, you know what? Factors in my life are such that I don't have to answer the phone today.
yeah, he didn't answer my call.
No. I started skiing at 9 and I stopped at 4. And
Yep.
I didn't even eat or drink. Thankfully, Aaron had snacks. I ski with a buddy. Aaron, if you ever watch this, he's the best snack partner.
Really?
Oh, because
just
he
pulls stuff
doesn't
out of his-
stop. He doesn't stop. Sometimes
Does he
he's
bring
like,
a backpack? Where does he put all the
no,
snacks?
no, cool people don't ski with backpacks. I have a buddy who skis with another buddy, and when I was like, is he fun to ski with? He's like, dude, he skis with a camelback. And that's all that needed to be said.
Now you know.
Now you know.
If you
If
wanna
you
be
ski with a
cool-
camelback, don't.
They,
Unless there's a shovel and a probe in your backpack, don't ski with it.
yeah.
No, Aaron, like, it's not uncommon for you to be skiing and then halfway through the day, Aaron pulls out a smoked turkey leg.
Just like in his pocket.
And he's just like, you want some? But no, yesterday he had like a sandwich. He lives in France for half the year, and he had a sandwich with like all these French like preserved meats. And then he had Swiss chocolate and organic dried pineapple, because I guess over there they don't like
They
use
don't put the
sulfur.
sulfate-
Yeah,
the-
there are
the-
no sulfates in it or
Why
sulfites.
can't we do it like that?
And so at one point I was like, I think I might need to go in and grab a bar, because I had taken one bar, and he's like, he just broke off like this big hunk of chocolate and was like, keep going.
Oh my God. I didn't know you were skiing with Aaron yesterday.
I skied with Aaron from bell to
I
bell.
had the worst day ever.
I could tell when I got home. I was like, think I'm kind of in trouble. I'm just going to quietly make dinner and hope dinner makes up for it.
I had
Dinner was good.
I had a day of frustration, and I struggle with technology, and when I can't figure it out, I get so I did post a video, and the video was scan and cutting this. Yes, I did the scan and cut, and I couldn't transfer. Michelle and I were just working with my scan and cut. And if you get a scan and cut, I guess it's important to know that when you start to hook everything up, you start with Artspira. And I did Artspira last, so I have things that aren't communicating, which was fine. I was able to just go via USB, which is good to know how to do that too.
Did you watch the video
What video?
on setting it up?
Was there a video on setting it up?
Well, Michelle, you did a video on how to get everything set up, right?
I did a video on the Artspira class on Artspira. I'm getting everything. So
But has there ever been like a Technique Tuesday of like
So-
how to set up your scan and cut?
how to set up the I did that or not.
Okay.
But
Well,
I
you-
did tell them they have to start with Artspira with their Canvas credentials.
I started.
Michelle's a movie star today.
I did. I
Did
went.
you have something done with your
I
eyes?
have, yeah, I'm dilated.
Oh, shoot.
I
I did. I have equipment.
Michelle's wearing sunglasses.
I went to
Half hour.
I went to Brother, and I printed out their sheet on how to do everything, and I started to do that, and I have no idea what happened. Like, I got confused in the process, but I printed everything out. It said from here go to here, from here go to here, and
Somewhere along the way, you didn't go to here. You went to there.
Or sometimes this networking stuff like just doesn't work right.
Yeah, and it doesn't say on there to start with Artspira.
Well, and like let's just talk about that for a second. So,
But I think what they have up there is out of date.
It could be.
I
mean,
think what
it's-
they had up
it's-
there was out of date because
it's
I went to the
possible.
Brothers site
it's
and
possible.
I printed it out.
But you know, everybody that we've had that has called us about like my connection has said Brother live support has been really, really helpful in getting them hooked up. And then sometimes there's just like stuff. Like, I mean, we live in a house where there are like our list of connected devices in our house because lights are connected, like cars are connected, all the phones, all the computers, all the televisions. Like we have a lot of wireless stuff going on in our house and our house is set up for it, but there's probably 200 devices. And so, you know, if you think about it like a handshake and you have two machines that are looking for each other, that's a lot of handshakes to find the right handshake. And so it's just one of those things. Like if you are somebody that's struggling with
me.
that stuff, like everybody that has interacted with us on the live streams or that we've talked to, because when people call us for help about it, I've never actually set it up. So I just tell people call Brother Support because everybody that's dealt with Brother Support has said this has been really helpful.
Okay, so I'm gonna call Brother Support today.
I think that's what you do. So, so what did we have to talk about? I was like, what are we gonna do? It's April Fool's. And Jeannie was like, we're going to tell them that over the weekend we decided this is our last month in business, that we've decided that enough is enough. And I was ready to do it.
Did you hear him get
I was
on
like-
and go, we have news for you?
I was going to carry it out.
I can't
But
do
Jeannie
it.
got cold feet.
Yeah, I'm not good at that kind of stuff. So I did get my design onto a USB, which was super, super easy. I need to call support today and figure out why my two aren't connecting. Because I was like, oh, it should just be here. The button should just be here. And then it didn't pop up. So,
Well, and can we talk about that for a second too?
okay.
Like just philosophically, if your level of frustration gets too high, just go to the USB. Like, because, you know, it's not worth, like, I've talked to customers that are like 5 hours deep in struggling with my connection. And then they finally just use the USB.
So my connection is something different.
Well, but they get what I'm talking about. They get what I'm talking about. I call that whole thing my connection universe. We're talking about the connection between Artspira and the machine, Canvas and the machine, and the machines. But like when people struggle with that stuff, sometimes it's just easier and more efficient to go back to USB and then, you know, deal with Brother Support when you're dealing with Brother Support.
The hard thing about that, Cheryl, is you have to have everything, like, it's kind of a
And
start
everything's
to finish.
everything's already hooked up or has been connected with other machines, so you
And
need
then
a
it
new
gets-
machine.
Yeah.
And
It gets
so
too scary to just disconnect everything and like we're struggling. We still haven't gotten our scan and cut here hooked up because we can't get a registration number. Our situation's a little bit different because it's a store machine, so it's not registered to an owner. But we've been trying to do that for months now. So anyhow, so I did, and then I struggled. Oh my goodness. So I was doing this video. This was the biggest Rookie move. It's on tape too, but I'm going to cut it out.
Let's not cut it out. Like, let's just put something at the beginning, because I think the reel is what makes your videos
I have
so
not
special.
done something like this in probably, I don't know, 10 years. I went to show you. I was like, oh, this is the fabric that's going next while it was embroidering. And I just threw it down near where it was going to go. And next thing I know, I hear this sound like the embroidery arm is breaking, and the piece of fabric got stitched down, and then it moved, and then it got shoved under the foot, and then everything was like all jumbled up. And I was like, what's going on? And I just stopped and I go, you know what? This is like a good learning moment. It was really bad. It was bad. So I had to like cut it all out. And, and then I didn't film all that. I like stopped it there. I cut it all out. And, but the learning moment there is when something like that happens and your fabric tries to move and it gets stitched in place, is that once you release everything, you have to turn the machine off and back on again to recalibrate the arm. Because if it's held and the movement is impeded, it will knock your machine off of calibration. And the next time you go to stitch, you're an inch to the right and an inch down, and you're not in the right spot. And you're like, what is going on? My machine, I just broke the machine. It's not in calibration, and it's easy to fix that by turning it off and back on again. So I was like, maybe this is just a learning moment, but it was so bad. It was so bad. Yesterday was just one of those days where like nothing, I kept forgetting stuff. And anyways, let's show you the final product, because you would never know that yesterday was such a struggle when you see what I got done, which wasn't much because I was ripping things out and trying and struggling with technology. So this is going to be, this is the Janine Babbage tri-stand, and the design, I'm sold out of the design, and every place is sold out. They'll be back in stock April 11th, and then they ship to me. So you're not going to get your design until middle of April. Where's the design? Where's that box you brought in of stuff?
I left it up there unless you moved it.
I'll just show you the what was stitched out. So I have two different colorways. So, and I thought I was going to love the blue best, but I love them both equally because I'm a blue person. But this is the pink one. Is this so cute? Fabric kit. So there's a fabric kit, there's a thread kit, and then the design. Like I said, you won't get it until mid-April is when I'm going to get it. So, and then I'll send it to you as soon as I have it. For those of you that, some of you are still waiting because you've already ordered it. Is that so cute? What, life is short. So they're just adorable. I just love it. And you can't tell that this was so mangled and that it was so...
The lesson, don't panic.
I wasn't panicking, but I was just like...
No, I'm not saying that you panic, but like, you can always fix it, right?
This kit, I think I only have maybe 15 of them, because when I got my bolt, they sent me a 10-yard bolt. It's so cute, like with the little hearts, and I did a step-by-step list with the colors and what step it was, with the thread kit that I put together. So this is one of them, right? This is the blue colorway, and thanks, Betty. So this is the blue colorway, although the thread kit will have colors. I changed it a little bit because I didn't like that orange that I had up on the top. But this is the blue colorway. And this is all basic gray fabric. Is that so pretty and so happy? And do you like the very top of it? That's why I did a video on how to cut your fabric from the kit so that you can get 2 full kits out. Because you don't really get 2 full kits if you don't cut it right. So that's why I had to piece the top, which was fine. I didn't mind. And I did the little tabs and I did all of that. So you're going to have to do the prep before we have our little class together. So your kit will look something like this. We've cut these, but we haven't put them in the bags yet. And these will have, I think we'll have probably 25 or 30. And then I do have the orange fabric. So if you have to go to the orange fabric, I can go to that. So if you do want the kit, just put on your note to hold it. And if you need the design, and I'll ship everything all together, because fabric kits will be ready to ship today or tomorrow. Thread kits will be ready to ship next week. Design will be ready to ship the week after. So if you love these, then just put a note and I'll ship it all together. Our sew along will probably be the first week of May. And that way everyone will have all of their stuff and I'm not freaking out trying to get you everything. The other thing I'll do is I'll change the design because it's a digital download. So I'll change it to, if you are okay with it, where I just send you the digital design code and then you don't have to pay for shipping and you don't have to pay for, you know, tax and all of that. It'll just be a digital code.
So, question.
Oh, what are they?
They are a Janine Babbage trifold
Where I don't know where our
design. Here's a trifold right here.
Oh, yeah, you can show them that.
So it's, although it's funny, this thing's falling apart.
Oh, you need the little thing on the top.
I don't even know where the third piece of this is.
Oh, okay. So there is a stand.
So there are tri-stands. Wah!
Like this is the one from, I'll show them this. Don't worry about it. This is the one we just did. The Luck of the Irish.
Like there's tri-stands. Oh, I guess. Ah!
And then you just put it like on your little tabletop like this, and then you change it out for the season.
And then there are hangers too.
So, Luck of the Irish, so that one goes in there. And then there are hangers, so you can hang it on the wall. And there's two different ones. I'm just showing you this one. So it would get hung up there, and then it can be a wall hanging. So, either. And so, but I know a lot of people who do these, and then they change them out seasonally, or they make them. So, I mean, Audrey does like, I think she was doing like a dozen of them. So to every holiday or whatever, she gives a new set to. There's a.
Well,
people
every
that
now and
she-
then I go into a customer's house and I'm like, Janine Babbage.
Yeah.
and Kimberbell everywhere.
Yeah, I will. Do you have a short sweet? They're really Go Fish cards.
What are
They're
you doing?
so cute. I'm holding them. They're like they're cards. Like you and I are gonna play Go Fish. Here, you take that set.
That's okay.
Do you have a Life Makes? Okay, and then you do that. I'm just kidding.
And then Jeannie just wins because she went first.
Oh my God, they're so cute. So Karen's been doing these, and
These
this
are
I
for
took
the 4-inch stands, correct?
4x9. Yeah, these are the 4-inch.
And then have you shown them the hangers?
Yes. So I've done the 6-inch because some people look at these and they go, "Oh, they're tiny." They make a 6-inch stand, and then in the directions, well, my supply list, I usually go, "This is if you want to do the larger one. This is how you would modify it," but it doesn't have all the instructions for all the little stuff. You'd have to modify that too. It is so cute.
So
It brought me joy while I was feeling anger. Because I was so mad that I kept making mistakes.
she was like, I was downstairs and she was ironing stuff, and she's like, I feel like I'm finally in the groove, and then I screwed up.
Oh, yeah. Because the very last thing that you do is you take your last piece of Thermalon when you have it all together and you iron it, and then you turn it right side out. And I was like, I'm in the groove, and now everything looks good. And I did like my last one, and I was ironing the what's supposed to be a permanent bond, the
Steam-a-seam.
steam-a-seam. And then I was like, I forgot to put the thermal on it. So I had to rip them all apart and like put the thermal on in. So I know a lot of times you guys, and I said, if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you don't like the video, please still give me a thumbs up. It was just one of those nights, and I just like, I did not feel productive this weekend, and I just felt like I was forcing it out. I was forcing it to happen. And it was just one of those weekends. So today is
What did we do on Sunday? You had a good weekend.
I also struggled. I have a new filming setup where I can switch from camera to camera. And I started the video on that, and I did about an hour, and then I was like, forget it. And I started completely over again, because I was really struggling with...
she needs to figure out exactly how to utilize multiple camera
No,
angles.
my issue is I suck. And so I need to pause often, and
You
I
just
can't.
stop it and then start recording again, because we'll just stitch it all together. That's so easy.
Yeah, no, and then Patrick and I got in a big fight because that's how easy it is.
It'd
When
be
I can
easy
load
on
a
that.
video, myself, it's fine. But when we have to, when we rarely argue or fight. Don't you think?
I don't know. I walked into the house yesterday and I was like, I'm on thin ice here. I called her right at 4:00 as soon as
after
we got
not
on,
answering my
we
call
got
all
on
day.
the chair
After not answering
at
my
4,
call.
which is a big
Ignoring
deal.
me all day.
We were like last chair, which is a big deal. That's how you know you just rocked it, is you got on the last chair at 4:00. You're skiing down the mountain.
I carry a backpack.
And then
I carry a backpack
and then-
when I'm skiing.
and then like as soon as we got down, they were like, highway's closed right now. I'm like, all right, I'll grab one beer at the chamois, and which I did. I had one beer at the chamois, and then I called her immediately, and she's like, oh, you can call me now? And I'm like, I'm having one beer until the highway opens. I'll call you later. And I hung up. I was like, shoot, I'm gonna go walk on eggshells for the next 5 hours. I made you a really nice dinner, though.
He did make a really nice dinner, but I was so just not even mad at him, just mad at me. And just frustrated with myself. And why couldn't I be better and read the directions? That would have saved me reading the directions. Oh, man. Okay.
Can you get the designs separately? She might want to use them as quilt blocks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
separately from the kit. Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to just use that part? And everything's sold separately. It'll be like the design is one purchase. I'll have to change that. I'll change it to digital download, and then everything is separate. So yes,
And then
you can buy
on
them
the
separately.
website, it shows the wall hanging one is sold out. Are you talking about the wall hanger or the design?
Okay.
So we need to talk a little bit about April and what's going on in April. Like, so people
Okay, let me fix that.
know how to plan for April.
I don't even want to think about it.
Why? April is... Jeannie was like, at the end of last month, she's like, we really need to make a push and start promoting. And I'm like, no. We're recovering from our 3 months of recovery and surgeries and everything else. So,
Let me get rid of this.
so things are normal in the month of April. Jeannie and I are going to be out the week of the 16th. So we're here Tuesday the 16th, or I think maybe it's Tuesday the 15th and Wednesday the 16th. And then we are out of the store from Thursday on. Are we going to try to meet our folks in Vegas?
Yeah, don't you want to get together?
So we're going to be in
we gotta
Las
plan that.
Vegas. So what we're thinking is we might do a Las Vegas meet and greet.
Like we could go meet, and I guess we need to figure out who would come out so we could find.
So if you're watching and you're one of our Vegas folks and you'd like to meet, I think what is that?
We'll do like
Sunday,
a lunch.
Sunday
at-
the 19th.
We love payments, but we were like, do they have a room that we could like get together?
They do on the
west
do
side.
on the west
I know a
side.
lot of you are on the east side because you're like in Henderson and stuff.
I feel like most of our folks are in Henderson, but there's a Paymans out there. It's just much
Or
smaller.
maybe you
They
have a
don't the
recommendation
private room.
of a place like on
But
the
we
other
were thinking
side.
of doing a little meet and greet in Vegas, whatever that day was, which I think is April 20th, which is Easter Sunday, which is kind of weird for some people
Ooh.
too, because it's Easter. But if folks wanted to do kind of an afternoon, we could do that. What else is going on in April?
What, Marlene, what are you saying is sold out? Because I just went on and it looks like everything is available. Am I like...
So Jeannie's new gal started working last week. My guy's been working for us, but like doing like other stuff for us so far. And like back half of this week, he's going to start with some of the installations. For those of you that are waiting for new tops for your tables, I have those tops. The biggest thing is we kind of needed to get through some stuff at our house because the first tabletop that is going to be redone is Jeannie's.
No, I don't want it. I don't feel like changing anything in my life. I was reading this article last night and it talked about like old, if you're like older and alone, these are some of your traits, and it's like not wanting to change. That's me. I don't want to change anything.
See, you're alone, but I'm in your life. Is that indicative of your narcissism?
I had my cup of narcissism this morning. Yeah. I think
she's been cleaning the mug every day. And so every day I walk down and I look at the available mugs and I'm like, which mug am I going to use? And then as I walk over to the coffee maker, her coffee cup is cleaned and hung up on the drying rack. And I'm like, I guess I'm using that one. As long as you clean it, I'll use it.
It's my favorite one. But I guess I should change out my top.
So
is that like, that's a lot of work though. Do I need to clear off the whole table?
I mean, we're going to have to move it so that we can move the table. So, which is why we haven't.
Janelle, we'll meet you. Won't that be fun?
So yeah, things have actually been pretty good. Like last week, there was one night where Jeannie worked a little bit late, but I think it's going to work out great.
I felt like, because usually I feel like I'm in the ocean, I feel like I'm in the ocean and there's a storm and the waves are just flashing. That's how I feel.
In order for you to understand how bad that is for her, you need to understand that Jeannie can't really swim. Or she can swim, but not well.
I don't swim well, so I don't like the water. So I feel like that's how I feel.
And she doesn't like being
work.
cold, and she finds the ocean scary.
Yeah, because sharks can smell fear. So I would get eaten right away. Sharks can't
smell fear. That's not true.
I'm sure they can smell my fear, and they would come and eat me. So that's how I feel about. So last week I was like, Patrick, I feel like a light at the end of the tunnel, because Lindsay was working with us, and it was just, I needed Lindsay. Anyways, what are you looking up? The split bottom. Oh, you can look up two different things. So they're made by Ackfeld, and one of them is called, if you're looking for this is called the Crown Trip, and I'll put some links in. The other one is called the Flower Arch. Crown Trip, Flower Arch. Are they doing some work on the roof?
I guess so.
They must be doing some work on the roof. This week, so this was like, I had to get it done because I couldn't stop thinking about it because the fabric was so beautiful and the design was so cute. This week, I will be working on OESD. So we'll work on OESD this week because I'm going to be doing Cuckoo Clock, and I think I'm just going to be filming that. And then I'm going to be working on the Welcome Tiling Scene, which we have kitted. It's kit and it's ready to go. And then we're also going to be kitting for Americana. So Americana fabric is here. So we're going to be kitting for those 2 projects. So we have a lot of stuff that we're going to be doing that. And most of these I think are just going to be sew alongs. Like you'll want to get your fabric and stuff, and you can always use what you have in your stash. But if you don't feel like thinking, which that is my problem, I don't want to think, and I had to think all weekend. I hate it. I want to be like, duh. I just want to sit at my machine and have it go my way. Had to think all weekend. So I'm mad. Thinking makes me mad.
So I was on eggshells most of the week.
That's a lie.
Just yesterday.
Yeah, and you didn't answer me, so you weren't on eggshells until like 4.
Yeah, it was like free. It was awesome. I didn't even look at my phone.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not even
What
gonna
if it
look
was?
at my phone.
What if I was dying, and I was like, my last call to my beloved to say, I'll love you into eternity, and then you were like, oh, it's just Jeannie. Yeah, he didn't answer.
So do we have an affiliate link for OESD? I think we do.
Yes, we do.
It's on our affiliates page.
Yeah, and if you use it, we would be so thankful. And a lot of you use it, and I just appreciate, because I know it's easy to just go to OESD, but then you have to go A-1, and then we have a little link that says affiliate, and you click that, and then you have to, and then you find OESD. So we appreciate it.
So the
Do both embroidery. The design for this is made to fit into the tri-stand, this guy, and it is
the guys
made
haven't
to
done it
fit
yet, will you ask them to
into
open
the
the phone
hanger,
for
this
Okay.
guy. So yes, the design is made
The
for
sign's
both of
on?
those hangers.
Oh, perfect. So, I mean, maybe we could do something like Thursday afternoon would be the only other time we could do it.
What are you talking about?
Vegas, if Easter Sunday is weird for folks.
Yeah, let's do. You guys are retired, right? Let's just do Thursday. I know you're not all retired. I'm not retired either. But should we just do Thursday? That might just be easier. We're not dealing with like fighting everything, like the traffic and.
Well, I mean, midweek can be harder traffic wise.
You know, I find that just driving around Reno lunchtime is so busy out there. The streets are so busy.
So yeah, that's normally how it works on our website. Is if you click the picture, you do get a larger version of the picture.
And keep in mind, so I had somebody that was like, the price went up or something. So I did put up the thread kits for both of these, and I put the actual threads individually. So if you already have all those colors, you can just get the ones that you want. And but there's always, when there's a variant, meaning there's more than one product on a listing, there's a drop down window. And so
whatever is in that drop down window is what is priced.
So if you see the thread kit for this, and I put it as thread kit for this design, or individual colors, I think sold separately, and you see $4.49, that's not for the whole thread kit. That's for each individual thread. You have to use the drop down window, and then it will give you the price.
So Jennifer Padley asked earlier in the live stream how the tariffs would affect our ability to ship to Canada.
No idea.
And so, quite frankly, I have no idea. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how that works. Like, we've never dealt with that. I don't know if that means like we send a product in, and as it hits custom, they're going to try to hit us with a bill. But the reality is, if that is what would happen, then we would basically pass that expense on to you, which is essentially what's going to happen on either end of the tariffs. So as of right now, I'm not really sure. I haven't looked into it. I don't know if it's just a flat tariff on all products. I quite frankly haven't really paid attention because there's been this like game of chicken with tariffs. various items. But as of right now, like I haven't really even thought about that. So it's a good question, and I can do some research and see how it's going to work. But for the most part, I think if that's how it would work, as of right now, I have no plans to stop shipping to you. But the reality is, if you order $100 worth of stuff and there's a 25% tariff, that stuff's now going to cost you $125. But
Jen, meet me at the border. I'll throw it over the fence.
it doesn't work that way either, because when they cross the border, they hit them.
They won't see us, though, because we will meet in a very rural area. And then I'll just throw it to... I will dig a tunnel to you, Jen. We'll meet in the tunnel.
Jeannie gets busted crawling through tunnels.
With Kimberbell stuff. With Kimberbell stuff.
To deliver Kimberbell to Canada. So yeah, that's a good question. Like, as of right now, I don't have any plans to stop shipping. But we only have a handful of customers in Canada that are really ordering stuff from us.
Somebody wrote something on one of the Kimberbell sites about Australia, and that you had 2 Kimberbell dealers, and then you don't have them anymore. We'll ship to we ship to a couple of people in Australia. So I didn't watch the Handmaid's Tale. I think I watched was that what I was watching?
Well, and what's funny, Jen, is in theory, like, you don't pay the tariffs, we do. Now, I don't know with a store like us if the tariff essentially becomes a duty that's paid to you.
We pay that? I don't think we've ever paid anything.
Well, like, we normally don't. They just pay the duty as it crosses the border.
Yeah.
But, like, I think the way that tariffs are supposed to work is we're supposed to pay for them. But I just don't know, as a small retailer, how that affects us.
Because don't we pay it in terms of our wholesale pricing going up?
Well, I mean, that's possible too. The stuff that we get from China.
I think we have to kind of watch it and see how it all plays out. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on this week. Number 1, it is February 1st. So I'm wondering if you guys all got my digital dealer people, Wallflower, did you all get your design, and is it in your downloads? So if not, let me know and I will take care of that. But I think you should have all gotten that, except for one person who just signed up this weekend and I couldn't add it. So I will check on that. So Michelle's going to be doing multi-needle mastery today, and a positioning class that's going to happen at 1 o'clock. If you did not get your Zoom link, just call the store, but check your junk mail too. It might be there. And tomorrow she is doing quilting with your fills part 1. That is for Stellar, Altair, and Meridian. So if you have any of those machines that have the positioning app, that is the class for you. And you are going to be quilting with your fills. I saw that one that Michelle did with the Mickey Mouse ears, and I was like, oh, that is cute. So, and it's a part 1 and part 2, because she's going to do quilting with your fills part 2, and that is going to be more advanced. So you definitely want to do this class, but this class is for Stellar, Altair, and Meridian.
Did you say it was February? I wasn't listening, but they seem to be reacting that it's April, not February.
Oh my, that just goes to show you how my brain is working these days.
So let's do our giveaway. So if people start showing up.
Did you not hear what I was going through?
Yes.
What was I going through?
You were talking about the classes that were happening.
You were not even listening. He's looking at my computer. I'm trying to block it right now.
No, you talked about Michelle doing multi-needle mastery, which is
I said, let's go over the calendar. And then we went through 2 things.
Right, but then I realized it's 10:08, and at some point people start showing up.
It'll take me 2 minutes.
Okay, let's finish. How about that?
Okay. Thursday, I'm doing Hello Sunshine, and I'm starting with the bicycle, and I don't even know what else I'm going to be doing. I woke up this morning, I was like, am I doing Hello Sunshine today? And I got so scared. So, So I will send you a note tomorrow because I'll go home tonight and I'll plan it. And some people have asked me for the spreadsheet. Week 1 is gone. I can't even find week 1. I can't even find a spreadsheet that has week 1 on it. So I'll try and recreate that at some point, but it's not going to happen before this Thursday. And I just want to get that done. And what I'm learning is I am unreliable unless I'm accountable to you. So that's why we're doing the sew along. So Thursday, we are going to be doing Hello Sunshine in the morning. Right bicycle. That's what I'm going to start with. And then Friday, I'm going to do the sew along for Wallflower. So you guys have seen it. I didn't bring it in with me today, but I should have. But it's the bumblebee, and it's so cute. And it's got this like iridescent wings that you put on later. And it is really adorable. I stitched and I was like, this is the cutest. I loved his wings. They were just so beautiful. So we're going to be stitching that out together on Friday morning. And then Friday afternoon, Karen's going to be doing rope pulls. A couple of you still waiting for your designs. And I've had issues with my phone sending poor Miss Cadwell. I sent it
Is it
times.
happening on your computer too?
No, but the picture was here, and so it had to be sent from here. Last night.
Well, isn't your phone hooked up to your? Yeah, you can send it right from your computer because your phone is wirelessly hooked up to your computer.
So my pictures are automatically there?
Your pictures are all on your computer
Automatically,
too.
As soon as I take it, it's there. So
Like-
I was sending it I was sending it here and then downloading. I did a test last night with my design, and I sent the same.
See, it's right here. So if you go here and storage, then you go to DCIM, and then all your photos are here. So every single one of them. So just send it with your computer.
I did not know that. No, but this isn't these are.
Those are old. It's downloading them in order from beginning to end.
So what I was doing is taking the picture, sending it from my phone because I didn't know that I was connected to my computer. And I did a test last night where I sent it to myself and to Patrick, and he got the email and I didn't. Was that crazy though? Isn't that weird?
It's weird, but I didn't realize it was only happening on your phone.
Well, I did a test from my email to be and then I did a test with. See, Patrick thinks I don't try at all, and I don't think, and that I'm so needy.
That's not what I was saying at all. But you didn't explain to me last night that it was only your
I didn't
phone.
know. So I did a whole bunch of different tests to see if I could rule out stuff, and it's only from my phone with attachments. I did one that was just with words, but there was an attachment. So if anyone, my whole point is, if anyone has been waiting for a code and didn't get it, let me know because I sent them all, took the picture, sent it. So you might not have gotten it because
What's weird is I got it all.
You got it all instantly.
I got it all instantly, and so I don't
Miss Cadwell didn't get it.
Later tonight, we'll look and
it was
see if we can
3
figure
tries.
out what's going on with
3
your
tries,
phone.
and then I had to text it, and then it went through just fine. So, so that's this week. Next week, I'm just gonna tell you what the classes are really quickly. We won't go into everything, but next week, oh my God, get to the right month, Jeannie. We're doing the bench pillow class. That's gonna be on the Serger. I did send a note out being get your supplies now. Whatever hasn't been sent will get sent today, but that is, you need a cording foot. I think that's the most important thing. And if you are on a different brand, you can still take the class if you have a cording foot, and you must be able to set your machine up for a 4-thread overlock. That's all we're doing. It's very simple. It's going to be so much fun. So, and I looked at some other pillows and I was like, that's not as cute without the cording. So that takes your project, it bumps it up a notch. It's kind of like I do my projects and they're like, okay. And then Michelle does it and it's so much cuter because she bumps it up a notch and makes it blingy. Like Miss Lynn Geldmeyer always you're like, oh, mine is so cute. And then Lynn does hers and you're like, mine is boring compared to hers. She always bumps it up a notch and Did you see somebody's hopping down the bunny trail and they put Easter eggs? They had all sorts of Easter eggs and all this fun stuff, and I was like, that is cute. That's what piping does to your pillow. Custom piping does that to your pillow. And Quilt Talk is next week. Michelle and Gail are going to be doing quilt show entries, do's and don'ts. And Quilting with Your Fills, there's another one for Luminaire and Solaris. And then there's a Luminaire and Solaris embroidery features class, and that's all I'm going to go into. We don't even have a giveaway. Should we give away one of these kits?
Yeah. Perfect.
You're just getting the kit because I don't have the design.
All right.
So somebody will get, and if you're not a machine embroiderer, get an embroidery machine, or you have to give it to your friend. So we're going to give away one of each kit. I'll have to take the numbers down. A pink kit and a turquoise kit. Pink kit first. Pink kit first. I'm going to write it down and put your name right on here. Pink kit first. The question was, what do you normally get from Joann's? Because we're trying to see how we should adjust for people that shop at Joann's that aren't going to be able to. And we're a small store, so we're not going to be able to bring in everything.
So, will you change this to a week? So I can answer the question. What the heck? Week. So the wallflower is 10:30 to 12:30 on Friday. And then how does Lady Fair find Michelle's class on positioning with the multi-needle? Because it will be recorded. Oh, and we think this one is full, but
Let me go to Cali.
Lady Fair, if you don't think you're gonna be in the class, like, you can always watch the video.
You're good with adding one?
Yeah, she wants
So
if you want to join, Michelle said she could add you. So call the store. There's 2 places remaining. So I think the easiest thing to do is to go to our website. Then this is how I always show it. So
do you want to show them here?
yeah, go to our website.
Hang on.
I would just call this store because there's 2 spots left, and we'll just put you in.
And it's late.
And sometimes, yeah. So you go to A-1. Are you showing this or no?
I'm gonna get there. Hang on.
I don't know how to. I need to learn this.
So hang on. I gotta make this smaller.
Patrick, answer the phone. It's my last dying wish to hear your voice. And then he just
And
kept
I'm like,
skiing.
I'm skiing.
He looked at the phone.
I didn't
he
even
saw
look at
was
it.
Me,
I
and
didn't
he
even take the
didn't
phone
even
out of my
answer.
pocket.
My last dying wish is to hear the voice of my beloved.
Okay, so you're gonna go to classes
And kick calendar.
and
That's
hit
the
calendar. Let's make sure this is showing this. And then you are going to click to see the class calendar. And that's going to
there. And
bring
it's
up the
today,
calendar.
Tuesday.
And then you can see multi-needle mastery right there. So that's a very, very easy way to find it.
Can we show you something else that's new on our site? But we're working on it. It's not ready. Can you go back one? So if you go to calendar or classes and click on classes, do you see we have a new category for sew along?
Hopping down the bunny trail.
If you click on those and now look at that page, there should be a handy spreadsheet. Do you see that?
There's a handy spreadsheet. And bam.
I haven't updated it, but we're working on putting the spreadsheets up, and they'll be under sew along. So now we'll put our next sew along, and we'll put the supply list. So we're still working on that because I don't know what I'm doing, and then I struggle and I get frustrated and then I stop.
So regarding the giveaway, we're giving away a kit. Let's see
We're
who
giving away
gets
2
the giveaway.
kits. One turquoise and 1 pink. Pam Foster, congratulations. She's a local gal. So you're going to get the pink one.
And her answer is, there isn't much I purchased at Joann's. About the only time I even go there is when they have batting on sale, and we sell batting.
Well,
don't
we sell
Gene?
we sell some smaller pieces, but I mean that could change. We could offer other sizes, and then we do through Burr. They have a free freight a couple times a year, and we'll do bolts. And if you want to be added to my list to let you know, and it's really for local people because it's a big bolt.
And it's a lot of shipping.
Yeah, it's
and
a
we
lot
do
of
it when there's
shipping.
free shipping. You
We
ready?
do. Yep. Okay, this is for the turquoise one. And it has to answer the question.
Kathy Hibbler. I purchased button zippers, SF1, and year from Joann's.
Maybe yarn.
Yarn. Mainly little embellishments for my machine embroidery products that I did not have on hand.
That is kind of me too. Like, I definitely go there when I need, like, I needed rickrack the other day, and I needed it now, and I went there. So yeah, I do go there and get like the little stuff, and a lot of people were like told me that they get kind of like the crafty stuff from there. A lot of people told me that they get their garment fabric there. So we probably won't have that, but congratulations, Miss Pam Foster and Miss Kathy Hibbler.
And then I am going
Kathy's
to
on.
do a video today regarding the storage cabinets from Unique, because I have a deal on storage cabinets. So like I've had several people that have reached out, curiosity about the...
Don't I have a ringtone? What's my ringtone?
Dun, 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 Flight of the Valkyries.
That's my ringtone. He knows it's me.
But I had my ringer turned off.
Why would you ever do that? What if it really was an emergency?
I wasn't paying attention to my phone yesterday.
Skiing is.
I haven't had a day like that in like at least 2 years, probably more like 3.
Could have been an emergency.
But it
Just
wasn't.
saying. It was. I was having an emergency all day. Ladies and gents, you know what I mean.
So no, there are new cabinets from Unique, but like Pat called me yesterday and asked for a category for us to make a deal on, and I chose thread cabinets and storage cabinets. So I'll post a video today to talk about that. I haven't even really done the math in my head.
Miss Lada, if ever you guys sign up for a class and you don't get your invitation, you don't get put in, something happens, please call us. Please call us.
And so keep an open eye for those videos. We'll talk about it today. I also want to make a video about the tools you use on your vacuum, because I feel like
I vacuumed and then I went, Patrick, this doesn't pass the barefoot test because I could still feel dirt on the floor. That's why he's talking about this.
You used the wrong tool, and then I used the right tool, and then it was clean. And that's not like, you know, it is one of those things where
the right tool wasn't on it, and I had to walk all the way downstairs to get the right tool, and I didn't feel like it. So I used the wrong tool. There. You like that? I used the wrong tool because I was lazy.
So anyways, onward and upward. Have a great day. Congrats.